Well, I am back. Sorry, I lost the connection. So, hope you all remembered if that happens to just look for the next posting. So, whoops. Oh, my sound is coming through nice and strong. Forgot to put on the earphones. Oh, it's been a early morning. So what I was saying, there are so many core teachings, and I guess it manifested how I wanted. That a lot of the core of what I wanted to teach was taught at the beginning. It's the pillars on which everything is built. And I kind of like how archive.org alphabetized the teachings, because I had them and it took painstaking time to download them and edit them and keep them in chronological order, because there's sort of a sequence in how I grow the teachings. And I was like, oh no, they alphabetized it. And I was like, oh no, all that time I spent putting them in chronological order. But then I thought about it. If somebody's new and they wanted to see what my teachings were about, the core teachings are front and center. And the 6 or 7 teachings that came before the letter C, I just put the word teaching in front of it and moved it down on the list. So the core teaching was up front. And this one teaching just sort of stayed up there. I listened to it, and it ended up being a good summary of what my teachings were about. Can't make this stuff up. And I must have forgot to put the word teaching up there, but at the same time, it was perfect. So I kept it as the first teaching. So if people are new, start with the core teachings. Look on the table of contents and see what catches your eye. Or do a keyword search. I want to deal about emotions or depressions or meditation or the names of God. And see what comes up and read the description. Find the names of the teachings that interest you. Then go where you saved the teachings and do a search for those names, and there they are for you to listen to. And so I'm just so happy it's there. It's really my life's work. And I thought maybe one day I would share, with 40 people in a yoga studio somewhere. And by the grace of God, it's gotten bigger. And my path has gone to many places and finally come home. And I couldn't have planned it. And I really hope these teachings bless you and bless the world and helps in some way. And so there are links in the description section, the PDF section of archive.org, which also has the link, has the table of contents, and right above MPEG 4, you click that. There are the 111 teachings. The last one will probably be up in an hour and a half. It takes it a little while to upload, but they will all be there. And for those who downloaded on Wednesday, it's okay. I'm going to have a separate page, and I guess this is for everyone. um, well, I will put up the latest teachings, just the ones that I added since last Wednesday. So you just need that little update. Because they're not in chronological order, if I add teachings to this page that I've created, they will get lost. And I don't want people to always have to update the full file. So I thought that I will create new pages and add the teachings as I teach them. And they'll be for like 3 or 4 month periods of time. So each quarter of the upcoming year. In the next quarter, they'll have those teachings for that quarter as I make them. And so people can update their files. And next year, I guess next January 1st, I will move all the teachings, those teachings, into the main file which you have now and add to the 111. Does that make sense? That way, maybe once a year, everybody downloads it fresh or just adds those core teachings as you move in. But that way, new people have one place to download and everybody else has these little update files. So for the people who downloaded the 100 teachings from Wednesday, it's okay. In a couple days, there'll be a new HP Shalom page on archive.org, and I'll send out the link. And I'll add it to this teaching when it's up. And you'll have the full sort of um, the additional 11, and the PDF will be attached as well. So that's sort of it. I'm very excited, and I hope people will download it. Um, I'm told a lot of people have downloaded it, yet the number stays at 0. I don't know what it is. Believe me, it's been downloaded, and I'm very touched and honored by those who've downloaded it. And I've gotten some really beautiful compliments from people I highly respect, and it deeply, deeply touched me. As you could see, I put my heart into this, and many, 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 many hours. And it wasn't a struggle. It was effortless. Well, a lot of effort, but it was never painful. And it was always with a lot of joy, which is interesting. Because normally when you create something so big, it's sometimes could be frustrating or something. Everything with regard to HP Shalom, I could spend 24 hours a day, 365 days a week working on things, and I would not find it taxing. And I love that about it. And if people are new and you think there's something in it for you, or would be in the future, still download it. You could always delete it in the future if you wish to, but that way you've banked the teachings and they're there, just in case. So, oof. Well, that's all I kind of want to say on this part. It's a huge day for me. So, um, here we are. And if you know people who aren't listening today or are interested but haven't listened recently, please send the links on to them. Tell them HP has put out an archive, and maybe you might be interested in downloading it so you have it, so they have access. Um, it's important that it's downloaded. It's just like we have physical books, or maybe people don't have as many books now, but it's downloaded to your iPad or your computer. There's something to be said when something is anchored into your life physically. And I guess nowadays it's more in coding and in digits, but still it's a physical file. So there's a teaching on lights that I would like to give today. I'm going to need about 5-10 minutes to review my notes because I've been really focused on sort of working with the formatting of the table of contents to make it look as good as I could. And that took about 4 hours. And I really wanted it out today, so it's out, but in draft form. So if people wouldn't mind giving me about 10 minutes to sort of put my head into teaching mode, and I would appreciate it. That way I can review my notes, take a breath, and try to channel something on top of my notes. It's an important teaching, and it could be a core teaching. So I really have to transcend the 3 a.m. wake up time and sort of get in pocket. And I pray to God that it will happen because I think it could be really something special. So if people give me 10 minutes, maybe freshen up or whatever, I'm going to give the teaching and then we're going to do some meditating afterwards. So I guess it's good we take a pause for a moment so we won't need to take a pause later. So give me about 10 minutes. If it runs a little over, I hope you'll understand, but I'm shooting for 10 minutes. Wonderful. See you soon. Hey, I am pretty much ready, but just give me one more moment, please. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So thank you. So just took a moment to pray. This to come out well. So there've been a lot of candle lighting this last week with Hanukkah, and today being the 8th and final day of the Festival of Lights. And I wanted to speak a little bit about lights and candles and flames, what they represent, what they could represent, and what do we take away from them after the practice is over. As many of you have heard or noticed, with the prayer practice and lighting a candle on one's sort of altar at home, it's a central part. I suggest it be done with mindfulness. And I've mentioned that when I light the flame, I consider it the beginning of the official practice, as well as inviting God to be present. It activates, in a way, the space. It the space is alive with our energies that we've put it in the past. When we put on that light, it's like flipping the on switch. When one prays or meditates in front of it, the candle is lit. The incense comes and goes. Our awareness comes and goes. But the flame is there. And we can tell a lot about our mental state on, is this flame straight? Is it small? Is it big? Just like the incense. Does the incense go straight up? It's influenced in some part by our energy. And we're influenced by it. So, what happens after the lights has been lit, and what do we light? And is the light that we light also the light that exists within us? So when we light a light at night, we literally light it in the darkness. It fills a space with light. In this world, which is so challenging and full of all sorts of things that are not so kosher, it does feel when we light a light or we're in prayer that it is a sort of light in the darkness, a sanity in the darkness, something that's different, something that's not the norm. And so it symbolizes a soul spark, the beginning of hope, the power of faith to kindle change, to put out a light for reaching something that's beyond what's existing, to connect with something more eternal, something more perfect, to activate in some way, because we don't need a candlelight. We have modern lights. So why, as modern people, do we go out and buy candles and something to create a flame? And why often do we consider it to be sacred? We pause when we do that act. We place it on a spiritual candlestick or in a glass container with colors or whatever it is. And we set it apart because it becomes something special, something beyond, something that's not quite, quote unquote, normal. It is a light in a situation that's something different than what the candle symbolizes for us. It's energetic stability, strength. It could symbolize our ability to bring our intentions into the world, that we can emanate like a light and broadcast a light in our actions, in our presence. The light has a certain strength and confidence to it. It's not shy. There it is. We can see it as prayer, meditation, action moving in alignment. And it doesn't need to manifest obviously. It could be subtle. We don't need to broadcast. It's how we speak to someone. It's what we do or we don't do. Is it in keeping with our inner light, the perfection that we have brought forth in the light in front of us in our prayer space? The light also symbolizes perseverance. A flame endures. It's not easily blown out. There's a strength to it. And when we light it to connect with God, we bring eternity present in front of us. It becomes more than a flame. And there's a strength in continuing to shine. Even when all there is hope and nothing's quite materialized yet. There's an essence of hope in a flame. There's an essence of caring in the flame. And a flame breaks through the light in unexpected ways. What's hidden becomes revealed. It shows us things in a room. It illuminates us to things that we might not have known before or thought of in a certain way. That light is a light that can guide us, both metaphorically, spiritually, and the practices we do in front of it affects who we are inside in our thinking, and it shines different ways, opens certain doors within us, which in turn changes how we perceive or act out in the world. It becomes a shared light by how we connect with our family and our community. And this allows blessings to multiply as it grows amongst people. How we affect each other, how we uphold each other, how we raise each other up. And it gives us a sense of a space that's sacred, where we can rest, where we could set ourselves apart and find our purpose, find guidance, find how to move forward. It helps us to find rebirth. So these are some of the things that a light can be. What we can see in it, its properties. At the core, it can be seen as God, the Spirit of God. It could be seen as the Aleph, the first letter, the primordial spark, coming, radiating from a place beyond form, beyond duality, from the infinite, the Ein Sof. It's not just the flame itself, but the source it channels, the pure, undifferentiated divine current. And as we hold and look upon it in meditation or reflection, it becomes a bridge between what's transcendent, the infinite, and the immanent, the world, and our own consciousness. There's a meeting there. And every flicker can be seen as a pulse of divine energy, a living Aleph. anchoring presence, illumination, and the awareness of God's energy, His Shekhinah, the creative flow, into our being. It becomes not just an object, it's a radiating source that expands into the womb, into our bodies, into our hearts. And we can allow it to settle and illuminate our inner space. And it takes the simple act of observing a candle into a living experience of divine light. It helps us connect with the sacred. So when we rest in front of our prayer space, we feel that it's not a normal space just by the nature of a candle. And it affects us inside. It's not just lighting candles, it's watching them burn. Feeling the blessing of the prayers that you say in front of it, of them, if you light multiple. And seeing what comes up, seeing how it affects you, praying to them. It's not a simple act. If we feel into the deepness of it, the sacredness of it, it's transformative. And we can take that into the next day, the next month, and the next year. We could ask blessings from it. One of the names of God is Yahweh Ori. It's on the list that I've prepared, and it means God is my light. God shines and guides us and leads us just like a light leads us. And the light can be found in many things. So the light that we light moves from the candles into our light, and it becomes lived and no longer ceremonial. Those thoughts we've cultivated, the ideas of what it represents, aren't left there. The strength that we derive from it, what it can symbolize for us, perseverance, overcoming obstacles, miracles. We can take that with us. And in a way, what we carry forward is almost more important than those moments or those 8 days, because it could live on. The light doesn't disappear when the candles go out. What they represent doesn't disappear when it goes out. We take the strength from that and hold on to it and move forward in the year. Because the sacredness moves within us. The outer flames moves into our inner flame. It moves into our continuity, how we move forward, and it moves beyond a ritual. The divine presence becomes felt, not just seen as an exterior flame. And that's with time that deepens. And it becomes a portal into our depth of who we are, not merely something that symbolizes something, but it's alive and it's meaningful and it's helpful in our lives and in the real world. It helps signify a moral and spiritual orientation. Where the light, ourselves as a vessel of the light, and our life, our breath become one. It's not just an external light, it's not just within us, it's lived. We become one with it. We're the rider and the horse. And Yahweh Ori is the Shekhinah that emanates the movement, the experience, the life. I felt today we might go into slightly the Kabbalistic teaching of light, which I've already touched upon of what I've said before a little bit, but I wanted to it had something really beautiful about it to say. We can see ourselves as the lamp of God, the Ner Elohim, our individual souls as a flame, putting the light, shining the light, emanating the light, being the source of light here. In the Kabbalah, the candle flame is the neshama, the soul, that's always yearning, desiring upward. The wick, the piece of string where you light the light, yes, that's called a wick in English, W-I-C-K, is the goof, the body, rooted in earth. And the wax and the oil is the ruach, the spirit, that allows the soul to burn without being consumed. So our soul, our body, and our spirit becomes the light. So when we light lights, we realize that we're actually lighting ourselves. The Or Makif becomes the Or Penimi. The surrounding light becomes our internalized light. And one quality of light is clarity, qualities, clarity, steadiness, moral courage, and etc. And it is the light that continues when the candles go out. It is the returning light, what we carry forward. And the tzitsum, the space making, we make the space by our practice, our faith, our intention, our time, our desire. Make space, our practices, our study. We're creating space, a beautiful, beautiful space within us that allows the light of Hashem to dwell, to live in us. The outer light becomes the inner light, and our inner light guides how we perceive and act out in the world, how we think, how we perceive, and how we feel. A lot of it's determined by us. And with regard to the Sifrot, the light can be clarity. The Sifrot of Bina, understanding. The light is steadfast, meaning it holds. It can be unwavering. That's Yesud, foundation. And it gives moral courage, which is Gevurah, strength aligned with justice. It gives us a ground that becomes unshakable with our practice. Things we're not willing to waver on. What's our bedrock? So much of this world is everything's all well and fine until somebody has to give a little bit of themselves for someone else, or need to sacrifice something they want because it's not right what they want. And then suddenly all moral and ethics kind of go out the window, and it's me first. Morality, what's that? Ethics, what's that? But when one works with light, one works with Torah, one works with prayer, one works with the eternal truth, we become anchored into things that do not waver, because it becomes us. And it's not something we lose by weakening what we know we are or should be. We don't lose anything. Those things simply were not for us. So there's a quality from touching into the light of Yahweh Ori, or Hashem Ori, or Elohim Ori, or Emmanuel Ori, or Abba Ori, that has that guiding light as our principles. That's the core of religion. To spark and feed and oil and protect and grow that spark of light within us. The Shekhinah within us goes on full tap, not little drips, but flows within us, becomes us, and we become the best part of ourselves. And we start to cleave, to hold on to tightly, unwavering way with God. We develop divakut. God walks with us. We hold on to the energy that we cultivate of alignment. It's not something we no longer separate from. It becomes an energy that forms our life. And by repeating the names of God, by repeating our practices, by continually lighting lights throughout the year, God, the divine name, begins vibrating in our bodies and in our souls, and we do start feeling guided in the world because we've connected ourselves. We've established that Wi-Fi. We've established those energy currents. We've cleared blockages within ourselves, and the light shines. Maybe we can consider the lights of the chi within us, the lights of life, the light of the Shekhinah as it courses through our body. So, what happens when the external light is blown out, when our practice ends? Well, the light remains within us. Especially if we did the practice with love, devotion, and good intention. The flame enters our hearts, our souls. And that's the Or Halev, the light of the heart. In Proverbs chapter 20, verse 27, the flame of Yahweh is the soul of man. Let me say that again. The flame of Yahweh is the soul of man. That's something to contemplate. The Spirit of God, the Shekhinah of God, the Aleph of God, the Ein Sof of God, is the soul of us, the core of us, the life of us. So when we see the Aleph in the candlelight, it's not just a visual or external symbol. It's simultaneously, at the same time, the light within us, the inner current of God radiating outward. The candle becomes the nexus, the place where inner and outer merge. And we participate in both places at once. We meet it, it meets us, and we rest in that open space. And it's transcendent. And in that transcendence, a lot can happen. It's a pregnant space where there's an exchange at a very deep level. That space is so fertile that things can change dramatically quickly. Shifts can happen because we really release, or we learn, we grow, we connect in a very, very deep way. We refine what's within us. And by refining what's within us, how we perceive the outside world becomes refined as well. It's a mutual. It's a powerful practice. So, why don't we move to our practice then, and we can light the flame. We can do our practice. So, I need to move my little devices and my microphone, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. And maybe people can move to their prayer space and do a little light stretching of the legs or whatever you need to stretch, and we will begin. Okay. Takes me a little while to set up. It's a whole little setup here. Make sure the sound is working. Okay. If you've lit your shrine and offered the incense, um, I don't know what mantra name to use today. I mentioned one that we haven't really gone into, Yahweh Ori or Hashem Ori or Adonai Ori. God is light. You can say that one. I've been using Yahweh Shalom a lot recently. Maybe use a mixture of both. I've been feeling that I might use a mixture of both. It's nice when the group is on the same frequency in a way, but feel free what you feel you need. You know, when we look at a candle, as I'm looking at mine, we bring to it what we need. It brings us light and courage, at least for me, and comfort. Kind of where we need it. So, in a way, the prayer or the name of God or the combination of names we use is the one that helps give us the comfort we need, the courage, the healing, or the guidance. So, in a way, it's very individual. How we look at the candle really is what we bring to the candle in our prayer space. And in a way, the way I've taught the use of the names, we use the name in the practice to fit what we need at that moment. So do that for yourselves. Make this a practice of healing, something when you walk away after we're done, where you feel stronger, healed better, that there has been a transmission of the light that's outside of us. Help rekindle, make stronger the light that's within us so we can carry that in our day. A little stronger, a little brighter, a little more uplifted, maybe a little wiser. Whatever it is we need, allow that flame to kindle, to light, strengthen, increase what feels a little depleted or gone or extinguished within ourselves. It's the light of hope, the light of fullness, the light of health, the light of completeness, the spark of God that lives within. May it become a blaze, huge fire within us. So let's practice, my dear friends. As always, we start with the Shema. Where's my glass of water? One moment. I've just closed my blinds a little bit, the shades to my windows, so the candle becomes a little more prominent in the room since it's daylight. So that way the candle's a little more stronger. All right, we're ready. Take a moment, put our hands together in front of the chest, fingertips together. Find that sweet spot. Yes, we haven't done this in a while. Fingertips moving towards the chest or a little outwards with the sort of wrists up against the chest. Find that sweet spot where we feel that sort of openness. Take a moment and breathe. Center. Let go. The flame radiates in space. It's not held by anything. It's open and free in a way. So when we enter a space of prayer, of mantra, reciting the names, in a way we do it in space, just like the flame. So taking that moment to settle our energy, our speed, our movement, our minds, our thoughts, putting our fingertips together causes the energy in us to settle and to calm down. In that open space, there is room for us to meet the flame, meet God, meet His vibrations, connect the Wi-Fi so it can come and live deeper within us. So we create the space, and then we put our right hand over our nose and third eye as we say the Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.
Refanala Refuah Shlema Elna Refanala Please heal this soul Mishe Berach Abraham v'Sarah Yitzchak v'Rivka Yaakov, Rachel, Leah, Elna Refanala, Refuah Shlema, Elna Refanala. Please heal this soul with faith and love. Together we bring hope and healing. Those in need, without judgment, without explanation, we are all God's creation. Elna Refanala, Refuah Shlema, Elna Refanala. Please heal this soul, please heal this soul. Elna Refanala, Refuah Shlema, Elna Refanala, Yaakov. Please heal this soul, please heal this soul. Elna Refanala, together we bring Refuah Shlema. Please heal this soul, Elna Refanala. Please heal this soul, God's creation. Elna Refanala, Refuah Shlema. Elna Refanala.
מצדקתך תמיד גומלם חסין קדוש חסין קדוש ברוב טובך נהל עדתך יחיד גאה לעמך פנה זוכרי קדושתך שבתנו קבל ושמע צעקתנו יודע תעלומות רנה בכוח פעולת ימינך תרצה רוח קבל רינות עמך סגרנו תהרנו נורא שבתנו קבל ושמע צעקתנו יודע תעלומות יודע
ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
A lamp that kept on burning, a miracle they say, but the world has kept on turning. Are there miracles today?
Everyone who lights the candles has a bit of ancient spark.
We are miracles lighting up the dark.
We are lights, lights of memory, remembering times long gone. We are glowing
We are the lights of God. May we always burn bright. May we always burn strong. And may we always burn true. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me this beautiful Sunday morning. Let us go with a light burning bright within us. Thank you, and until next week, bye-bye.